Hey everyone, Genome here, coming at you with another Marvel Strike Force for Beginners video. This one's going to be about as basic as it gets. I've kind of covered this on some previous videos, but, you know, older format, and things are always changing, but I think there are 3 things in this game that new players could do to increase their chances of success and doing well in this game, and I think it's pretty much universal. I don't think this is going to change too much, but let's go ahead and get into it. So this is my secondary account. Once again, also free to play. Logging in at clocking in at just under 200 days played, so it's pretty casual, and I actually dropped back on something, which I'll discuss in point 2. Right now, my TCP is like, what, 760,000, something like that? Or 780, so nothing amazing, but I mean, it's free to play, and it's a secondary account, so yeah. So let's talk about what I think are the 3 most important things for new players to do when they first get started. You can just see the roster here. I'm actually breaking one of my earlier commandments, as it were, for new players when I say not to go for Nick Fury. That may change now with the whole Kestrel thing, but that's beside the point. I had most of these guys at like 2 stars anyway, and I wanted to unlock him and just see like just how helpful he was, because I said in my previous Nick Fury video that don't bother going for him, and I still kind of stick to that. But at a 3-star unlock, it's really close, and he may get some more use now. That was before I knew about DD4 needing like legendaries and all that, so he may be worth unlocking now, but I'm going to test that for myself as a newer player, or newer account. But so you can kind of see the roster here, what's going on. Nothing too extraordinary, of course. I did unlock Symbiote Spider-Man, which is good. But I've unlocked some powerful characters, and really, this game, the characters I've unlocked now are so much more powerful than on my main account, right, at the same point in time. Plus, I did everything wrong on that account. Of special note on this account, I already have, which I had them a couple months ago. Let's see, where do I have them here? Invisible Woman and Shuri, right there, bang. So those 2 were already opened early on, and I actually have enough to 6-star Invisible Woman next time she rolls around, and depending on the length of time, maybe even 7 stars, but I'm easing off at 6 stars, but so yeah, I got those guys, and you know, the roster is progressing, but that's not really here nor there, but it does kind of tie in, and a lot of that is with the top row here. Okay, full disclaimer, I got completely lucky with Mega Orbs. I pulled 100 shards on my very first one of Zemo, which is the absolute best character for a new account. I think bar none. He breezes through all PvE content, and he'll let you punch up like you wouldn't believe. He's good in all game modes, so great pull. I also pulled 50 Hela shards, which was very nice. So everyone else I either got naturally, or, you know, I think I got X-23 have a Mega Orb too, so I had really good luck with the Mega Orbs, naturally through events or whatever. But this ties in with my number 1, I think, most important thing that new players should do, and that is to build a strong arena team. So much in this game revolves around what you get out of arena that I'm surprised it's really not mentioned more. You know, the biggest thing is power cores. That's the main source for getting free power cores, and you're going to want to get in the top 500 of your arena shard and stay there if you possibly can. You know, these things move around quite a bit in arena, and you're going to get kicked back a lot, but if you get in there daily, do all your dailies, which is another thing everyone should be doing, you should have no problem getting into the top 500. And you're probably going to do it with like a Wave 1 Avengers or something team. So, but be careful about team synergies, because, you know, some teams like Guardians are not going to get you there anymore. There's a lot of teams that just aren't that good in arena. I have basically all these hearted guys are like my hodgepodge arena here. You know, usually Zemo, Shatterstar, Hela, X-23, Emma Frost. Also subs in as an RTA team. Sometimes I'll put Ghost in there. Sinister, just depends what I'm doing. But basically all of these guys, ignore the Kree guys, are just really solid characters to use in arena, which is, I think, the number 1 most important thing to do. If you build a strong arena team, you'll be able to use them over most facets of this game. So I'll go into that a little bit further, but most important part, get into the top 500 of your arena shard. You'll get a greatly increased amount of cores and all that stuff. You want to be there. I should take you through a fight real quick, but I mean, who wants to watch me do that? But let's see, I mean, if you get in the top 500, it's not the greatest thing in the world. You definitely want to get higher than that, and the shard I'm in is low right now, of course, but you know, power cores are invaluable for so many things, which is pretty attainable once you really start working at it. The second other thing you gotta look at is right here next to it, arena shards and arena currency, technically speaking. You want that stuff. There are tons of very important characters in the arena store. We'll just name a few. I've done it in a top arena thing. This has changed now somewhat, but characters like Swarm, very vital for unlocking 2 legendaries, right? I don't recommend going for Vulture. That's just me, though. Blob, important character, one of the best new player characters that's out there that's easy to farm. Not a priority, but a really good character. Crystal, of course, for Black Bolt unlock later on. Heimdall, of course, or not Crystal for Ebony Maw, excuse me. Heimdall for Black Bolt later on. You know, I don't care about Fantastic Four, whatever. An integral piece of the Brotherhood here, which is still a good war team and arena team and RTA team. Juggernaut is in the story, and he just got cheaper, which is nice. And Baku, why didn't they make him 350? Important only for the Chaos Theory event, which comes around, which is the best way of getting promotion credits, both gold and or silver. You know, Mordo, vital for unlocking Phoenix, of course, and he's great on a Supernatural team, kind of integral part of the triad there that's really good on Supernatural, right? Scarlet Witch probably gonna get a remake, but let's not go into that. Drax, if you really want to go for Star-Lord, well, guess what? Drax is here too. Daredevil is on, like, gonna be on what, 2 meta teams at this point. This whole thing is in flux. Quake, you need her kind of to get Ebony Maw. I mean, the list goes on, and there are so many valuable characters in there. It just kind of hammers home the point that you want to be doing your arenas every day and to get in the top 500. I think that's the most important thing to do, is to build you a strong arena team. The great thing, once again, about that is they will bleed over into almost all other facets of this game. You can use them, the same characters on War. Of course, you're not building a wide roster yet, but kind of focus on a really strong team at first, or maybe 2 strong teams like heroes and villains, because you want to finish the campaigns as much as possible. But yeah, that's it, and it's so important. And that kind of goes into my second most important thing that new players need to do, and that's join a good alliance. Don't look at my alliance here. I drop back into a ridiculously casual alliance, right? But you got to be in a good alliance. I'm going to warn you too about something that's a real pitfall in this game. Yeah, this alliance is totally dead or whatever, but I had to back off. I was spending too much time in the game between both accounts and work and videos and editing. That's how it goes. But alliance. Now, there's a serious trap you can fall into as a new player, and that is to join an alliance that's far above you. Like, this happened on this account. I got an invite within, like, my first couple days to join an alliance when that was made up of, get this, like, half completely new players like myself, who were like sub 300k TCPs, and the other half was like 10 million TCP guys. And they were taking it super serious. Like, we got into war, and once you get past, you know, the basement ranks or whatever, and real teams start showing up, you're gonna be beating your head against the wall. It's insufferably bad. The good thing about it is, if ask this, of course, you can get carried through content way earlier than you should. Like this alliance that I left was running U7. And letting me just hit a node, die, and get rewards. You know, it's leeching. I always felt guilty about it, and I mentioned a couple times, like, hey, I don't want to be a leech, whatever. They didn't care. I think they just wanted to fill the roster slot, and I was earning raid keys. Very important. So join an alliance that raids regularly. I think this is the second most important thing. This ties in with number 2 and 3. And do your part. Do your dailies. Get your raid key submitted. It's automatic. Just do what you got to do every day and be active. Try to be a leech. But here's what's important. When I say you need to join an alliance that raids, is the number 2, it ties in directly with the number 3, and that is to raid at your appropriate level. Okay, this is... Remember when I said there was an easy trap to fall into? Well, yeah, that's joining an alliance that's raiding way above your power level, right? Sure, they don't mind carrying you if you're giving keys, whatever, that's fine. And you're going to actually start stockpiling some gear for the future. The problem is, especially if you're a free-to-play player, is you're going to be bottlenecked hard at lower stuff. Because you need to get T1 and T2 abilities, right? For this wide roster you're going to have to wind up building eventually. You're not going to have them. You're going to be so, like, starved for those resources, and you're going to be swimming in T3s, right? Eventually, which is used to be the old bottleneck, but things are switched around a lot. You know, people are filling their alliances just to get raid keys now. So I'm kind of running against this myself, even because this alliance doesn't raid like every 4 days or whatever. It's ridiculous. I would just leave and find something productive, which is super important. But raid at your level and then progress up. I mean, you don't want to ask the raid or the raid leaders or the alliance leaders to drop down your raid just for you, but maybe you have to. Or if you're going to spend, I guess that's where you can spend your money is on abilities, but you get a horrible value for your money, buying ability mats and all that, and lower end gear. But you're going to be starved for that stuff, I'm telling you. Raiding, I think, is the single most important mode outside of maybe Arena. It's actually, those are really interchangeable that you could be doing. War, that's for later worrying about when you start getting a better roster that you can attack with. But I'm telling you, raids are so important, and Arena is so important. But try not to fall into that trap of raiding above your power level for too long. It's much better, too, to come in with a lower-end alliance, learn the ropes a little bit, be a full-time contributor, and you start learning raid mechanics and all that, and learning what all the different characters can do. Learn out which ones you like, which ones you don't want to waste time on, which ones you do want to build up. By then, because the game is always shifting, so you might be like tempted to level something now, but it may not be good later. If you're in an appropriate level alliance that's doing appropriate level things, you're less likely to fall into a trap of having to build up for that U7 node like right away, right? So you can start contributing instead of building a more solid roster. So I mean, I know that might be a little ephemeral, it may not make a ton of sense, but it really just behooves you to do stuff that's more geared toward your level. Hey, it's great getting geared for later on and doing high-end stuff, but if you can't do the basic stuff like level up your characters to usable levels without having to spend money, you're not much use, honestly. And if you do that, you're going to be wanting to spend money, and I'm always of the opinion that if you can, try not to spend money on this game, right? If you're going to be a spender, you're going to have lots of other things down the road to spend it on. You're going to really feel guilty having to spend it on blue and green ability mats because you're completely choked off because you joined an alliance that's punching way above your weight class, right? If you can do it, great. If that's what you like, that's fine. I'm just warning you, you're probably going to hit a serious roadblock a couple months in the game when you're starved for everything. So, yeah. I think it's the three most important things, really, and like 2 and 3 kind of blend together. But 1 is try to get high in your arena and build a great arena team that you possibly can. And 2, join a decent alliance. A good alliance to decent will at least be raiding daily, if not every other day. And 3, get you a good raid team or 2 built up. And then you can contribute, and all that will pay dividends because you can use those teams. Those teams typically work well in all the game modes. Good arena teams and raid teams, typically you can take an RTA into war, arena, blitz, whatever, and you probably do pretty well because they're usually made up of very powerful characters. So yeah, those are the 3 most important things. It seems really basic, but I don't know, looking at some of these alliance chats that I've seen, like in Discord and all that, I have to wonder if people are really realizing like how to start in this game. Now, if you're buying, a lot of this is a moot point because you can just spend your way right out of any bottlenecks you're going to come to. But if you're a free-to-play player or really light spender, which is kind of where my bellwether is in the channel, yeah, you're going to want to take things slow, measured, and try not to punch up too far. And don't let that rainbow kind of distract you from the end goal, which is to progress evenly and solidly, so you have a good foundation to play upon for the rest of your game experience once you get past the new player phase. So anyway, hopefully this was a little bit helpful to everybody. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Until next time, this is Genome, out.